fucking go! You're listening to Bread Circuses.
Was like the mob media for one is the entire world populated. Like everybody's on Twitter. Fucking the UK is on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
unfortunately.
With Caleb Salvatore.
Well, they can't go to the comedy shows because there's a 2-drink minimum, and you can't mix the Percocet you've been stealing from work with liquor.
And Nick Kohler.
There literally be people in the fucking 80s that didn't know that nutting in a girl would make her pregnant.
No one's asked that question. What did those families do to provoke Alex Jones like that?
You know what'll solve all of these racial police protests? A Pepsi.
What the fuck is up, friends? Welcome to this week's episode of Bread Circuses, the post-holiday fiasco. I'm
not quite post-holiday yet. We got to get after New Year's here.
We ain't doing shit for New Year's.
You're not doing shit? Oh, I am, man. We already got the babysitter in room, man. I already got shit set aside for the fucking Uber driver.
There you go.
Fucking going, man.
Dude, so we go out every year for New Year's, and like Christmas was just like extra over the top, fucking stressful, boom, 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 boom for us this year. And I said at Christmas night, I'm like, what if we just chilled on New Year's? She's like, that's a good idea. I'm like, we like go out to dinner and then we stay up till midnight every fucking night, dude. Like that doesn't make any difference to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like, it's like, we'll have some champagne and fucking, we'll go out to dinner, have some champagne, have a couple drinks, and we'll just call it good. Like, we'll save a ton of money too, you know? Like, yeah, that is true. So yeah, we'll just do that. I want to make a quick point real quick. Those of you watching on YouTube, all 12 of you, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for sure. I'm on a shittier camera. You'll notice I'm on the old one. I finally got my situation with Apple resolved. I got a new computer, got the new update, got everything rolling, did it all yesterday. And then I find out that the new iOS is not compatible with the Canon software. So I'm waiting for them to drop an update. Until then, you're stuck with this like 90s your uncle did porn with you type camera thing.
Your uncle video. Did porn with you? What? Yep.
Your uncle, the video your uncle recorded you having sex on when you were like, yeah, you know, that one. That's what we're stuck with.
That's really specific, man. I don't think that happened to anybody. I don't think anybody could fucking relate to that, man. You're like, yeah, your uncle recorded you having sex with? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, that didn't happen to me either, man.
No one else knows about that? Oh, never mind. Okay, cool. No, I shouldn't be like, we're spoiled. Like, this camera, as much as I bitch about it 10 years ago, would be like a fucking $1,000 camera, like for people to own. Like just people like us wouldn't own cameras like this. Now you can get this thing for like $150, $200. So like it is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not that bad of a camera too. It's probably better than mine. I see only myself like small, and it's always whenever I'm watching this on YouTube. Yeah, like your picture always looks way better than mine. So. Well.
I mean, mine's like on like $1,000 camera usually, so it better be. But no, like this is like, it's not bad. And the cool thing about videography is if you like, this is a decent camera for what we're doing with it. And if you have good lighting, which I do, like you can usher in as much light as you want. Like there's really an unlimited amount of light you can push into a room if you really, really want to. So like, that's the cool thing about videography is you can make your camera better than it actually is if you know where to put your lights and shit. So that's what we got.
We're actually shooting during the day this time since we're on winter break. So I got that natty light rolling in on the window right now.
Fuck yeah. God, it's beautiful.
I know, man.
All fucking.
That really is. I enjoy doing this during the daytime as opposed to like 10 o'clock at night.
So do I. I have more energy in me anyway. I think we do better episodes early when we do them in the daytime than when we do at night. And I think the audience would probably agree with that. Mm-hmm. How was your Christmas, man? I
went and hung out over with my kids, like family over there. We did like a white elephant for the first time. Okay. So usually, you're trying to save a little money, and it was kind of fun doing that actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, white elephants are usually fun when you got more than like five people to do it too. But So we did one like serious gift and one stupid gift.
Yep.
So the stupid gift was actually pretty funny. My Kate's family over there is all Mexican.
Yeah.
So I bought a 20-pound bag of fucking beans as my dumb gift. And it was fucking 20 pounds of beans. This shit was heavy. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that was my dumb gift, and everyone thought it was pretty funny. So.
We do those too. I got Mia this. It's like a pinwheel, right? You spin it, and it says for when Mia can't decide and Caleb doesn't want to argue, and it's just the 8 restaurants we go to the most, and she spins that, and she doesn't get to comment any further.
That is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, what? This is a joke gift, but I guarantee we fucking use this more than any other present that anybody got us this whole Christmas.
Every fucking couple, every fucking couple should have one of those. I
agree.
Dude.
It should be a fucking law. So I got her that. My brother and I get each other like gag gifts every year. Like he got me the autobiography of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
You should read that shit, dude.
I should. It's probably interesting. And he's got like an interesting past, and I guess like he's like a convicted felon and
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
He's sober from drugs. I'm only on chapter 4, so I'll let you know when I get further. No, I'm just kidding. But I got him like a giant magnet just of Alex Jones's face stick on his fridge,
like a fridge magnet. Was like what do they call the things that you stick up on your wall?
Fat head, not a fat head.
Fat head. Imagine an Alex Jones fat head and with the fucking super male vitality. Like, speaking of Alex Jones, dude, we got to talk about his fucking crazy ex-wife, or what is it? Ex or is it current?
Current wife. Yeah, his ex one's the one. She's nuts too, but it's his current wife that was. I'll pull the article up. Yeah, go ahead and start. You could start spieling on it here.
You were like the 4th person that sent me that fucking link, by the way, dude, which I thought was funny.
You've dabbled in conspiracies when multiple people send you news updates on Alex Jones.
How many people sent you that?
Only 2, actually.
Only 2? Yeah, I had 4.
The first one was my mom. So I was surprised.
Both of my brothers sent me the link. And then you sent me the link, and then one of my friends sent me the link. One of my friends sent me the link. So
his wife posted like a picture of them out to brunch, and it was just like a picture, like when you take pictures of your significant other at the table. When people do that, I don't do that. I think it's weird, but other people do that. It was just a picture of him, and so I saved that picture from her Twitter or whatever it was, and I posted it to my Instagram story, and I said, "Just went out for a quick brunch meeting," and it was Alex Jones, and David Terrell Green is blowing up my fucking phone. How did you get Alex Jones? How did you get that? How did you pull that off, man? You gotta hook me up. And I'm like, the joke. I didn't meet Alex Jones.
That's funny as fuck, man.
Okay,
yeah, read the article. You gotta before anybody else doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Alex Jones claimed he feared for his life. I didn't realize she attacked him.
Yeah,
I thought it was just a family member.
No, she attacked him. What she like punched him or some shit? I can't remember.
Alex Jones's wife, Erica Wolf Jones, allegedly struck the far-right conspiracy theorist over 20 times and threatened to hit him in the head with a stone ball, causing him to fear for his life, according to police documents reviewed by the Daily Beast. What the fuck? Who has a stone ball? Why is that?
Probably like a garden thing, decoration or something.
Yeah, okay. Wolf Jones was arrested on DV charge for that Friday night altercation at the couple's home outside Austin, Texas. Following the Christmas Eve incident, Jones told the Associated Press it's
that happened on Christmas Eve. Yeah. That's fucking
it's classy. The private family matter that happened on Christmas Eve. I love my wife and care about her, and it appears to be some kind of medication imbalance. Yeah, Alex, that's called drinking and popping pills. That's the imbalance.
The fucking Texas rich wife fucking nasty combo.
The rich housewife with no job that has a wealthy husband. That's called I drank 8 glasses of Chardonnay and took a bunch of Vicodin. Now I'm on an imbalance. Yeah. According to the Travis County arrest affidavit, during a 911 call with the police, Jones told an emergency operator his wife struck him over the head multiple times, was holding a polished club in her hand and attempting to hit him with it. When police arrived at the house, Jones further claimed Wolf Jones had struck him several times while an officer observed the far-right radio host's hair as red and wet. Jones later told the police.
Is he bleeding?
I don't. It must have been. Yeah. Jones later told the police that Erica had hit him with both closed fists and open hands on his head in front of their child. The affidavit stated. According to Jones, Erica accused him of cheating on her, which probably happened, leading to a violent altercation as the duo battled or bathed their child. Jones has 3 other children from a previous marriage, so they got in a violent fight. Man. Couldn't even get the kid out the bath. Right. Erica struck Jones over 20 times, including once over the head with a bottle of shampoo, causing the contents to get on his face and burning his eyes, the report continued. Jones said he's tried to get away from her in the master bedroom, and she followed him with a stone ball trying to strike him. It was at this point police wrote that Jones was in fear for his life. Police located a stone weighing approximately 5 pounds in the primary bedroom, consistent with the alleged weapon. Jones told the police she never hit him with the stone, but threw it at his head, missing by inches. Erica disputed Alex's claims, telling police that no threats were made and that no assault occurred at the scene. I spoke with Erica, a responding officer wrote, observing that she had a strong odor of alcohol on her breath. There's the imbalance. She stated Alexander was angry from trying to visit family prior. She was eventually arrested and charged with 2 misdemeanors, one for assault of her husband, the other for resisting arrest.
Misdemeanors? What the fuck, dude? A guy do that to his fucking wife, man? He's going to fucking jail.
Look at Johnny Depp, got his ass kicked and got arrested. I'm surprised they didn't take him away.
It is Texas. He got arrested in California. Texas is a little different.
Fair. Yeah. It's
only in the divorce court. Yeah. Only in the divorce court. Texas will fucking give her all the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They'll get her later. Yep. A second police affidavit reviewed by the Daily Beast claimed that Erica was adamant about not going to jail. At one point, broke free of the handcuffs and began swinging her face and kicking at police officers while striking at least one. She was released Sunday. Dude, no, you're right, man. Let a man attack a woman with a club and a fucking stone ball. Well, I mean, a man would have finished the job, but the man would have been charged with assaulting a police officer, the drunken public intoxication, even though they brought him out into public,
would have fucking smashed his ass with throwing the book at him, dude.
Punching police officers in the face. He might have gotten shot, dude. Or tased at the very least.
It was a black guy who definitely would have got shot.
Oh, black guy wouldn't have made it. Yeah.
Tased to death. Tased by 6 different cops and killed.
I think Alex Jones's wife is actually Mexican. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm fairly sure she's actually Hispanic.
Really? That would be fucking ironic. Yeah. White Mexican or
white Mexican.
What's her name?
Erica
Jones?
Wolf Jones. I don't know. I think she's been married 3 times or something. She's a train wreck. But yeah, so it's what else?
Wolf is spelled W-U-L. No, she's white as fuck. She looks white trash as fuck too.
According to additional documents, Jones's wife was previously arrested in 2019 after Jones hired a private investigator to tail her, believing she was suicidal and intoxicated. As a result, authorities were called and she was arrested for DUI. Neither Alex nor Erica responded to the Daily Beast request for comment. Jones addressed the incident Monday morning on InfoWars, claiming his wife went to cuckoo world after mixing up medication she was prescribed following a surgery. Jones insisted she took down two police officers at their home Friday night after striking him 30 times in the back of the head. So that's what happens when someone has a chemical imbalance after surgery and the medication they had mixes together, Jones said. Literally go to cuckoo world. Cloud cuckoo. Yeah, we forget the whole intoxication part. Just forget that. That has nothing to do with it. When they give you the medicine after give her the benefit of the doubt. Say she did actually have a surgery. They tell you, don't fucking drink with this shit. One glass of wine is going to put you over the edge. Literally. My medicine that I take for my OCD, I have to be careful what I drink when I'm on that, because it only takes 3 or 4 beers to get me fucking drunk now.
The only reason that there's a bunch of pictures of her on the internet now is because it's all Alex Jones' wife arrested on domestic dispute. She looks like a crazy blonde middle-aged bitch.
Alex Jones's wife. She took down 2 police officers. That's what I'm talking about.
She took down 2 police. I'll give her some credit. She took down 2 police officers.
Took them down. I mean, what are you going to say?
Have you seen the new Spider-Man movie?
No, I haven't. I posted on Facebook a fake spoiler for it and got a bunch of people upset with me. But
well, like Spider-Man, like the guy that runs like the journalist thing, that
J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah,
they got the same actor to play him as like in the old movies.
Yeah.
And you could totally tell he bases the entire character off of Alex Jones.
You think?
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. He does like his show, like it's called, instead of, what Alex Jones thing is called, fucking Infowars. So yeah. Like his thing, it's still called the Daily Bugle or whatever. But it's like, it looks just like Alex Jones sitting on top of, in front of his desk with like the Bugle, like in front of it, like Infowars. And he talks just like Alex Jones and is like, he's being a menace. Spider-Man is a menace to our country and our way of life. Like, just like Alex Jones, dude. I was like, yo, that's pretty funny.
That's great. He didn't used to have a talk show, did he? That's a new thing.
Alex Jones?
No, the J. Jonah Jameson.
No, it's just like in that iteration of Spider-Man. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be like Alex Jones doing the Infowars, like just by himself on the desk, like in front of the fucking camera. You know what I mean? Like,
did you see Jason Regan's post about it on Facebook? He said, and spoiler alert, mute your fucking things for like 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this, or just skip ahead with the 15-second thing. So he posted, he said, all right, here you go. He said, I know it's sad that he's like, I know everyone's upset that Aunt May dies in Spider-Man, but I didn't feel that was the worst part. I really didn't feel like they needed to add her sex scene to it. And 10 minutes uncensored, that's a little ridiculous.
Actually, I did see that. Dude, yeah, I did see that. You remind me of that. I was like, what the fuck? When I first saw it, and I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. That's funny.
Yeah, I've seen on Facebook like fucking grown adults like ending lifelong relationships with friends because they spoiled the Spider-Man thing. I saw someone post that the other day, like that I will remove you as a friend if you spoil Spider-Man for me. But I'm like, dude,
well, you got to think there's a lot of fucking people on Facebook and shit that have friends on Facebook that aren't really their friends.
Fair enough. Yeah, like, fair enough. That's
and honestly, like if you have people like that on your social media, you should just remove them anyway. That's what I do.
Right. Yeah. I want to start a YouTube channel where I see movies and just spoil them for everybody.
Okay. Isn't that like you could just be like a movie reviewer, like
or what I could do is I could go see it or watch it on HBO or Redbox or whatever it comes out on, then go to
film the theater. It on your phone and then upload it on YouTube.
Go to the theater. Genius. Go to the theater and right before the previews start, just shout out the ending to the whole crowd.
I thought you were gonna say shout out the N word. I was like, what?
No, I did that once and they banned me for it. You can't do that. What?
Damn, the fucking AMC up at fucking Crossroads.
I remember, Oakview, homie.
Oakview.
I was a West Omaha kid. I remember
that's what I meant, Oakview.
We were I think what you'd call mall rats growing up. And I remember like in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, I remember me and my friends went to go see I think it was the other guys. And we're sitting there bullshitting or whatever, and there's only like 5. It's at the middle of like a Saturday. There's like 5 people there. And one of my friends comes back from the concession stand with a bunch of Skittles and he gives me one and I just eat it. And he's like, no. Throw it at that old lady down there. So I took it.
No. Of course, Caleb, why didn't you think of this the first thing?
Yeah, exactly. So of course, I mean, we're fucking 13, 14-year-old boys. Or no, not even that old, I don't think. So I took it. And I fucking drilled her in the head with it. She's like 8 rows in front of us. And she gets up and looks around real quick. And she sits back down. There are like 2 or 3 other rows of people, 2 or 3 other groups of people there. So I took another one and I got her right in the head again. And she gets up and you can tell this lady's fucking pissed. Her fists are clenched. Like if she had a gun, she'd just start spraying right now.
Oh, so then God.
I take a handful of them. And I look at my friend and he's like, don't do it. And I just chucked them all at her. And you just hear like all fall on the ground. The lady stands up. Quit throwing that fucking candy. I'm turning you in. You're done. And then she sits back down and never heard of it again. So I was like, what an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was. Hopefully, she went and got like the manager or some shit. He like fucking pulled you out and then called your parents.
Oh,
like,
dude. I think about it as like an adult now. If these kids were throwing candy at me while I was trying to watch a fucking movie, I would go up there and get in their fucking face, and I wouldn't even hesitate to do it. Like Mia would be embarrassed.
I would just go get the fucking the managers, people. I was just like, dude, I'm not fucking around with that. Like,
I'd scare the shit out of them. Fuck.
Yeah, that's like an old. To me, I don't know. Like, you could just go get them banned from the movie theater forever. It's like, don't even give them the satisfaction of getting yelled at, but that's what they fucking want. They just go get them fucking banned from the movie theater, dude. Like,
well, Justin Healy's got beef with some like autistic 10-year-old at the Walgreens by his house.
Oh God, why?
The kid, I don't know. The kid like tried to cut him in line, and Justin was like, I'm sorry, I was in line. And the kid like turned around and said some really smart ass shit to him and called him like a fuckhead or a fag or something like that. And Justin like fucking ripped this kid a new asshole and told him meet me in the parking lot or something. Something along those lines. And it just scared the shit out of this kid. So Justin, like, he's telling me, he's like, every time I walk in there now, the kid will like, I'll be like, excuse me. And the kid will just be like won't move and he won't acknowledge me. And I'll say, excuse me. And he looks up and sees me and takes off. And I'm like, yes, he's scared. At least he's scared of somebody because his parents ain't doing shit. He's talking shit to adults at Walgreens. What the I
could totally see that too. A little chicken shit, little fucking 10-year-old kid. Like,
Justin's telling me about this. He's like, dude, there's no way this ends with me being the good guy. He's like, it just doesn't. He goes, I'm gonna be the bad guy.
He's not the bad guy. He's the anti-hero, man.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Everybody loves when a little chicken shit little 10-year-old gets his up and comings, dude. Like,
yeah, especially when
everybody fucking loves it.
No,
I've been autistic's no fucking excuse. There's plenty of nice autistic kids. Fuck you. It's just an autistic douchebag.
Yeah, exactly.
Your autism has nothing to do with it.
You got really defensive of the autists there.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. That's fucking
they would just want to be treated like everybody else, right? Just treat them like a fucking dick, like everybody else.
Fuck. Oh, did you see the video of Joe Biden, his Christmas telethon?
Oh, maybe.
Some guy.
I see a lot of dumb Joe Biden shit. So maybe.
This was the best. Some guy called in and he like wished him Merry Christmas, and at the very end the guy goes, let's go, Brandon.
Oh my God, he said it to Joe Biden.
Yes.
That's awesome, dude.
And Biden goes, yeah, let's go, Brandon. I agree, dude. I guarantee Joe Biden has no idea what "let's go, Brandon" means.
Like, you think so, man?
Joe Biden doesn't know what his fucking name is.
He probably doesn't have the time to fucking deal with that kind of shit. He's probably never on the internet now, so
he doesn't even remember he's fucking president. I bet. Like shit, man. Like fucking he said he ran his whole campaign on. Oh, Trump didn't have a federal solution for COVID. And then yesterday he's like, yeah, well, he had the meeting with the governors and he goes, well, there's no federal solution. This is going to have to be handled at the state level. I'm like, so everything you said you campaigned on was a lie? Like,
so the exact same thing Trump did.
Yeah. Have you completed anything yet? Like, what's crazy is these guys are going to fuck themselves, but it's not going to be the white people that they keep blaming it on. Because, they blame Virginia on the white suburban voters and everything. It's going to be, they're going to lose the black and Latino vote is what's going to happen. Like with this identity politics thing, they've pushed it too far. I
think it just history will tell you that when the economy is in the dump, they usually vote for the opposite party. So the Democrats aren't going to win.
No. They're going to get swept, but I think that's just what's going to happen. But then long term, I really think like this whole, because they did a poll the other day, 90% of black voters don't think that there are more than two genders. There's it's like 2%.
I 100% know that unless you're in California. And even then, as long as you're not in LA or like San Francisco or something, most Latinos are like conservative as fuck, right, man.
Well, 2% of Hispanic people support the use of the word Latinx, Latinx.
Dude, oh my God, man.
And that's 60% of them say they are strongly offended by it.
Yes, dude.
Like-
I've been saying that since the very fucking beginning of it. You can go back to 2018 and hear me talking about it, man. Latinx is whitewashing Latino culture. It's
literally
fucking nasty, dude. I hate it.
It's fucking for people that bitch about cultural appropriation all the time and then turn around and try to hijack a culture for themselves. It's fucking retarded.
Mhm.
Like
it's caught on by all these like big fucking fat cat corporations that are just trying to like
realize it.
They don't realize like what they're doing. I don't know. They would think it's like confusing to say Latino. You know what I mean? Like
it's because the 60% of people that are upset about it and don't like actively, not just like I don't really like it, but like actively oppose it. They're not fucking loudmouths on Twitter. People see fucking loudmouths on Twitter that get 500 retweets and they think, oh wow, that must be how the majority of people feel, and it's just not the case.
You should see all the like Latin and like Mexican, Central American culture, like Facebook pages and shit, dude. Everybody on there like roasts the word Latinx fucking so hard, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's just all the like regular people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the regular fucking people that would like, you know, Latino names, and they're just like, Latinx is bullshit, man. It's Latino. Like, fucking just learn how to say Latino. That's what it is. Like,
stop trying to take things over. Stop.
Yes.
Like people try to make things their own. Just fucking leave it. Sorry,
it's whitewashing, man. It's whitewashing.
Don't speak Spanish. There you go. Go learn French or something, bitch. Like that's fucking. Who fucking gives a shit, you know?
It's funny because, like, oh man, I remember being in like my Spanish class in college in like 2018, like talking to my professor about this with the guy that you met. One that we never got the episode up because the fucking thing crashed. Yeah,
that was a good episode too. He was a smart guy. And fucking.
We were talking about how like it's a very first world issue where the people that speak a little bit of Spanish or even just speak Spanish in America think it's problematic that the language's rules are kind of based on like gendered words and stuff. Like I remember kind of like rolling my eyes to that and be like, wow, what a first world problem that is. And he was like, I know, right?
Well, I mean, dude, if you think about it, English is a male dominant language too. It's just not as obvious as Spanish. Like think about like when you were in school, if you were in a group of 5 girls and 1 guy and your teacher wanted to get all your attention, she'd go, guys, get over here.
I don't think that's the same because I will call a whole group of girls guys. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of English.
But you'll never call a group of all guys girls or a group
sometimes
of one
I
guy
do in the fucking army.
Well,
definitely
unless
did.
you're talking shit. I mean, but like if you're like girls, let's go. You know, it's like you never say that to a group of dudes. Like
I think it's just the word guys though. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like, hey men, and then it's like a bunch of fucking women and guys. You know what I mean?
But like, is this the 1930s? In what situation you're like, let's go, men?
I mean, if I'm in the military, I would say that. Like, like if you're in a sport, you know what I mean? Like that, you're in sport, your coach is like, all right, man, let's fucking get out there and go win at foosball or whatever, you know. So but I mean, like that's how it works in Spanish, man. Like señores is just men, señoras or señores, that's men, you know. So, but if there's a group of girls and 1 guy, it's señores. Like, it's just if it's a mixed group, it's just you just use the Latin or the male form of the word. Like, well, you know, if you want to attribute that to like fucking the patriarchy and shit, I mean.
Right.
Go for it, man. But
well, I don't even think it's like the feminist thing now. I think it's become a trans rights thing more than anything.
Think so?
Yeah, because what I saw.
Because there's no gender neutral version
it's excluding
of
the 69 other genders or whatever the fuck. Like, I just like, dude, just give me a fucking break. Like, just people don't want to like. They don't realize
I'm kind of like the more moderate people on about this. Like if you want to be called a chick and you're not,
I don't fucking care about that.
But I'm not changing the rules of the fucking English language. For somebody, I'm sorry.
I've stood by this the whole time. I don't care. Like if a man feels like he was a woman and wants to transition or what, go fucking for it. But it's when you start saying, "Oh, I'm them, zer," that's when I start
making up pronouns.
Okay,
even calling somebody they, them, it's like, no, dude.
Come on.
I understand that using they, them for like for you can use that as like a neutral thing if you're not sure. You know, like people do
which is what people did long before they TikTok shoved all this shit down people's throats.
Exactly.
Like if I saw like when I used to work in a retail store in customer service, and I would always be, if I didn't know if it was a man or a woman, I would say, can you go help them? because you didn't fucking know.
Even if it's a guy
people,
too, you could, or a guy or a girl. It's just like, hey, yeah, somebody's on the phone. They're pissed. Like, can you answer it? Yeah,
just casually. But no, when you're like clearly a woman and you're like, I don't ever want you to refer to me as she. I am a they. Shut the fuck up.
I would just, it's one thing is nice. One thing is nice is I've never met somebody like that in person.
I met one.
Luckily, I've never met somebody like that in real life. Which is,
it's because they don't leave their houses. Yeah, just stay on the fucking internet, or I'm like, they're like, I want to be referred to as
real life. Real life isn't Twitter, man. Like,
it's like Dave Chappelle said, it's where Twitter is not real life. But no, it's like I want to be referred to as that. You're like, no, you're a fucking female. You are not a they. You're a she. Sorry, you were like. Do you feel like you want to transition to a man? No. Okay, so you're a she. Number one.
What's funny is at my school, the fucking cesspool that is universities, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of workers and teachers, a couple teachers, like teacher aides and stuff that are there that'll put their pronouns in the email.
Christ. Yeah.
I know. It always makes me laugh whenever I see that. Then one time, I think I sent this to you. One time there was a fucking email that was sent out, I think it was like, oh, let's all remember like the Trans Remembrance Day, something like where I was like, sure, delete email. Right. But like, I remember like seeing the fucking, it was like, we're going to support the LGBTQ, like a bunch of extra letters.
Like 37 letters.
There was a fucking 2 at it. And I was like, dude, is this a shit post? Like, did this fucking
2 genders?
No, apparently it means 2 souls. Like I have no idea.
What the fuck? No.
I know. I asked my friend.
The astrology people to it now.
I asked my friend that was bisexual. Like, as a serious thing, I screenshotted it and sent him to him. And was like,
you're like, I saw this, so I went straight to the source. One of the bombs.
Yes. Well, it was a friend of mine that's bisexual. That's like all like she's got fucking the rainbow flags and stuff, and is like a pretty big supporter of like that stuff. So I was like, yeah, cool. Like, not even trying to be tongue in cheek, or I was like serious. I was like, what the fuck is 2? Like,
right.
And then they were just like, we're like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, and then they were like, rolled their eyes. Like, apparently it means 2 souls. I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna look up because this shit really does hurt my.
It was real. This was a real email that somebody at UTEP sent out, and I was like, were they like making fun? Okay, yeah. So I was like, are they making fun of the fucking LGBT community like right now? Like, okay. Are they making fun of it by adding all these extra letters that don't even make sense? Like, what the fuck?
So here we go. This is Wikipedia. Two-spirit, also occasionally two-spirited, is a modern pan-Indian umbrella term used by some indigenous North Americans, which means like the 3 people that made it up on
Twitter. 12 people in a group on Twitter
to describe Native people in their communities who fulfill a traditional third gender or gender variant ceremonial and social role in their cultures. What I'm gonna be like, what the?
What does that have to do with sexual preference?
That has not a goddamn thing to do with sexual presence.
What does that have to do with sexual preference, man?
Not a fucking thing. So why don't we just start adding like LGBTQIA2 plus?
That's literally what it was. That's literally what the email.
The LGBTQ2IAO for OSHA certified forklift drivers.
Dude, that's literally what that's literally what this official ass email was like. And I was like, yo, they're making fun. There's no way they are just making fun of the fucking LGBT community right now. Like, what the fuck?
It is. But I'm like, when it comes down to it, when you get these people that come out and they're like, oh, I'm a Zemzerzi, pee pee poo poo or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it's people that have nothing going on. They don't do anything spectacular. They don't do anything significant. They've never accomplished much. So they're like, I'm going to make something up that the internet told me was acceptable. And my teachers will fucking clap for me and they'll applaud and they'll act like I did something of note.
Yeah. I don't mean to be like just Ben Shapiro and finding like the fucking fringest of fringe fucking tweets out there and making it like it's a fucking official.
He's a fucking retard.
But this was an official fucking email sent out to every single UTEP student.
Yeah. Dude,
and I was like, what? That's a lot of people, man.
What they don't realize, dude, and it's so fucking
I wish stupid, I still had the email.
Is the internet is not real life. 70 is a Rasmussen poll. 70, and this was the same with the black voters. 90% of black voters don't believe there are more than 2 genders. 75% of voters, regardless of race, political affiliation, gender, sexuality, religion, regardless of all that shit, 75% of voters believe there's only two genders. Like, that's not, dude.
I bet it's even higher than that.
Probably higher than that. And some people didn't want to say yes because they felt like they were being pressured on the survey, and that was the wrong thing. It's probably closer to 80. Like, you know, and you know, they did that during the elections in 2016. That's how they say that the polls were so balanced or so wrong, because people felt like, oh, I'm going to get judged by the interviewer if I say Trump, and they want to vote for Trump. But I mean, it's like what they don't fucking realize, dude, is like we keep saying, the internet's not real life, and the majority of this country is center right. The majority of this country is center right, whether they admit it or not. They may not be like, oh, everyone should have a machine gun and abolish all taxes, center right.
No, I wouldn't consider that a center fucking opinion.
but for the most part, people are center right. They don't want to pay stupid taxes. They don't mind paying taxes for shit like roads and stuff like that, but they don't want to pay dumb taxes. They don't want complete gun bans. They don't want bans on free. They don't want fucking erosion of free speech that we're seeing right now. They're anti-cancel culture. They don't want, like, they're probably pro marijuana and gay marriage and stuff along those lines, but they just want to be left alone to raise their families and live their lives and not have, you know, like, I'm going to get you fired because you misgendered somebody on Twitter. Like,
what do they call that? The grill guy or whatever?
The grill guy. Yeah.
The griller. I just want to grill, man. That's all that is true. I mean,
I just want to fucking grill. It's so satisfying. Like, that's all I want to. That's all I want to do is just grill.
Yeah, most people are pretty central. Like, I mean, and I've met people on both kind of more extreme fucking versions of it. They're both about as equally as like fucking hard-headed and like tough to get through. Yeah, exactly. So
it's different, because what I've noticed is when you get like hardline conservatives and hardline liberals, they have they're both equally as stupid, but they have a different approach to it. So like hardline conservatives are more like rageful, right? And like they'll scream at you, cuss, that kind of thing. And hardline,
I've definitely had that happen by hardline liberals, especially hardline girl liberals.
They will too. But it comes from a different place. Usually it starts as them trying to act like they're intellectually superior, and they can't even fathom that someone would have an opinion different than them. And then it turns into the hard.
I will say I get that a lot from libertarians too.
Screaming?
The like, oh, I can't believe I'm so much more intelligent than you. Yes, I've experienced that a lot from libertarians, dude.
Yeah. Why don't you learn economics? Economics textbook.
Okay, I do. It's like, okay, now I do know economics. All right, so why should we get rid of the gold? Why should we go back to the gold standard again? Like,
I would like to have someone that's like pro gold standard on here, because I truly don't understand it. I would like to.
I learned this from my economics teacher from this last semester was like the head of the economics department in our school, and like he works as a fucking consultant for the Dallas Fed. It's like Reserve Bank in Dallas, so he's very, very knowledgeable about, like, as a macroeconomist macroeconomist. And basically, he was like, we learned all about the fucking fiat system, and like learned all about like the different backings of everything. And they're like, basically, the people that want to go back to the gold standard are the people that don't think that the federal government is doing the controlling like the money systems intelligently. And like, he's like, I mean, maybe he's a little biased because he is like the Fed, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's a fucking Fed economist, but he's like, I think they've done a pretty good job actually over the past like 50 years doing it, because like they've controlled. Well, right now it's more of I don't think it's a matter of the stimulus checks going out. I really do think it's just 2 years. I really do hardcore think that it's 2 years of supply chain fucking interruptions.
Well, supply chain, and I don't think it's really the stimulus. Like, I think if they wrote checks to people for the stimulus and that was it. Like, they were like, hey, we're gonna pass a bill, and literally all it says is everyone that makes under X amount and is 18 or older gets $1,200 plus the dependent thing. I think that would have been a blip on the radar. It's the hundreds of billions in fucking corporate welfare they sent out to like Walmart and places that were allowed to stay open.
I don't think that would cause such bad inflation though, man. Like, usually, maybe it has a little bit to do with it, but it's like usually when there's inflation caused by printing money, printing money, like. Sure. It's usually hyperinflation.
Yeah.
Is what has been at least demonstrated, like it's time and time again when it comes to central banks in history, right?
Yeah.
So, but like what we have experienced, and it's like the United States isn't the only ones facing inflation right now. So it's like we're experiencing 2 years of like the supply system, like just being squeezed because
it was like one
not
thing
even
after
just
another. It was like
people
that
think
ship that
it's
got stuck.
Yeah, like people think it's just the United States being like affected by COVID, but it's like, dude, it's affecting the whole world. So like you've got things like the electronics shortage is because of like silica mining is basically come to a standstill because in like the third world countries where they mine silica for like processors, they don't have them because they're fucking don't want to run a lot of people doing it because like their country isn't like the United States where somebody gets COVID, you know what I mean? Like they can go to a hospital. It's like no, they fucking die if they get COVID. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Unless they beat it by themselves.
Yeah, unless they beat it, but like they don't want to run the risk of that because if they don't, like they have no fucking, they don't have a chance if they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So like, they don't have that safety net when it comes to that. So yeah, and then the housing prices, it's like, dude, lumber is like never been at a higher price right now because where does it come from? It comes from Canada.
The housing crisis looks like it's finally calming down just a little bit.
Are the prices of houses dropping?
They're starting to, it's two trends. The prices of houses are starting to drop a little bit, but what I've noticed is you're seeing houses you're seeing like realtors cut prices by like $5,000 or $10,000, which
they need to go down by like 50, 60,000.
That means that it's been sitting on the market for a long time. And they're like, okay, we got to cut it back a little bit. If it was like 30 or 40,000, they cut it like right away, $40,000 cut. That means they found something wrong with the house. It's going to need to be fixed and all that shit. But I mean, it's $5,000 and $10,000 slices. That's because these realtors are realizing, people aren't buying anymore. Like we finally topped off. We have to go back. There's got to be balance because eventually it's just like with any other product. It's supply and demand, right?
Here in El Paso,
you're going to hit a point where people are going to say, fuck you. I'm just not going to buy it anymore.
A couple months ago here in El Paso, I saw a mobile home, like not even that nice of one, a mobile home in the ghetto selling for literally double the price of what it was the previous year. And I was like, fucking right, dude. Yeah, I know, right?
Fucking insane.
I know. I was like,
live in a shed in California and pay $500,000 for it. Like,
yeah, right. You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting about California though is I looked this up. California has less people under the poverty line of that state than Nebraska does. Nebraska has more people living below that state's poverty line than
are the poverty lines just averaged out, or is it per state?
It's per state, and honestly, I mean that might be skewed a little bit with California because of like. I don't know the amount of rich people that live in California. A lot of
billionaires and tech people in California.
Not even just billionaires, like millionaires that live there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that might be skewed.
1 in 10 U.S. houses are millionaires.
But I mean, that also goes along with like I've heard that Nebraska has the highest per capita millionaire. Fucking
Omaha does.
Omaha does.
Any city over like or metro area over like 500,000, we have the highest amount of millionaires per capita. We also Nebraska in October had the lowest unemployment rate for any state ever in the history of the country. Like fucking wild. So,
I know. Good for those people that are looking to go find fucking work, huh?
Right.
Like trying to go find and get a $10,000 promotion somewhere else.
Yep. Like this is the time. Go do it. Go fucking look. There's a vacuum. Take advantage of it. Fuck your company. Go make more money. We learned.
It's that a reason like that is one of the reasons why the federal government has like a target unemployment rate. Yeah, because they don't like when it's and the unemployment rate includes people that are fucking unemployed because of like fucking like companies like laying people off. But it also includes people that are just not working because they're trying to find a different job.
Employees.
Yeah, it includes like all the like regular, the reason why somebody would be. Yeah, like the reason people would be unemployed because like they're looking for another job or something like that. Like so, they want to keep it at a certain rate. So like businesses can actually like hire employees, and you can see like growth in like a you know what I mean, in like a city.
Yeah.
So
no, that's exactly it. And like I think there's a vacuum, and I think anyone that's like got the itch, like, you know, maybe I could get paid more somewhere else. You probably can if you're decent. Like just go give it a shot, if nothing else. Like just
100%, man.
Like this is the time to do it.
It's insane to me that like a fucking Taco Bell in Omaha starts at like 17 an hour,
Crazy.
Dude. Isn't that insane? That's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, like working at a fast food joint is not fucking easy work, man.
No.
Like people think like it used to be like in the fucking 80s where you just literally go and flip burgers, but it's like, no, dude, you like do like a lot of physical labor in a fucking fast food joint, and then you're like working with customers.
Screamed at by just because let's be real. The top of society doesn't dine at Taco Bell, right? The better. I mean, everyone likes Taco Bell when they're drunk or high every now and then, but the regular customers at Taco Bell aren't the cream of the crop.
You think so? I think it might just. I think everybody eats at Taco Bell. I think it's just like the trash people that just because I mean, you get like fucking the middle class fucking old white bitch in fucking Taco Bell and all that's making a stink most of the time.
Those people are annoying, but it's the trashy people are the ones that get violent and aggressive more often.
They fucking try to jump through them.
If you're at like a Sullivan Steakhouse, you're not going to see people like that there, you know. So it's like it's a give and take type situation, you know. It's
maybe I would have to get somebody that worked at a steakhouse to tell some fucking crazy. Mark Sibbett does, yeah. You'd have to tell some crazy stories. I'm sure you see. I know my little brother has seen some real Karens at his fucking steakhouse he works at.
Oh, I mean, if you catch on at the right steakhouse, dude, you fucking make bank. Like,
dude. Yeah, dude.
Mark Sibbett makes if Mark Sibbett works Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I know, and he may not be happy, but whatever. I know he makes like as much as I do working 3 days, and he gets the other 4 off.
What is he, a bartender?
No, he's like a shift leader or something. I don't know what. I'm not going to say which steakhouse. It's not.
If you're going to be a cook, definitely being like in a small town, like not small town, but like a family-owned steakhouse is definitely the way to go for sure.
Yeah. No,
it's a lot better than working at Applebee's.
He's like a lead server. So
server,
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, no, I mean those guys make fucking bank there, and they usually don't have to deal with trash because it prices itself out. And every now and then,
the small-owned family places too, like the family-owned places, they can deal with fucking kicking somebody out and refusing service. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
It's like the big fat fucking chains. Like they're always the ones that are like, no, we need to get as many customers as possible, otherwise fucking corporate's gonna be shitting on us. You know what I mean? It's like the family place.
The customer's always right.
Like, yeah, the family-owned place. It's like, especially if they're doing okay, like usually steakhouses are like,
yeah, dude,
they don't need that one guy, you know what I mean? Like, especially if he's being disruptive.
Right. I wrote a paper on that in college about the customer's always right bullshit, about how what a terrible fucking outdated philosophy it is, because like what it does is it tells your employees that your manager doesn't have their back. Under any circumstances, you could be totally in the right. The customer could be calling you every name and racial slur and whatever under the sun, but your manager is still going to have their back because they're the customer and they're always right. And it burns people out and it makes them not want to work there anymore. Now, I'm not saying you should give your employees fucking open season and just be dicks to customers, but when the customer is completely in the wrong, they need to be called on it. Fuck them. You know, that's how you retain quality employees. Like it is to every now and then a jackass customer needs to be put in his fucking place. I'm sorry.
The customer is always right. And then like let's apply that to like, say you work at Target, man. Does the customer right when he's fucking screaming at your employee because he's not accepting an expired coupon? Like, right. Yeah. Is the customer right there? Like
he's wrong. Like, you know, like
he more than likely knows he's wrong too.
Yeah. I worked in a fucking management position. Like I've seen people like get cursed out. I called fucking ethnic slurs and shit.
We've been cursed out.
Right, yeah. And like, that's not acceptable. No, you're not right. You're going to leave. You're no longer allowed at this establishment. You don't get to act like a fucking jackass. That's just not how it's going to work. And I think that's more companies need to instill that policy. Just start fucking swinging on them, man. Knock them the fuck out. They'd be a lot more.
Just need a
lot more cordial.
The bars do that with their bouncers. The bouncers will just beat the fucking guy up that's being a dickhead.
They just say he was drunk and causing a scene.
Yeah,
it works.
We can end the episode there and name it that. Just fucking beat the customer up. Yeah, beat the customer up.
Beat the customer up. All right. You got anything you want to plug?
Nope.
Harmful content.
I think we're good.
January 8th at Wired Pub and Grill. It's $10. We'll post the link in there. Promo code bread. You get $3 off. So it's like $5 because it's $8 online. It's a good fucking deal. You just show your tickets at the door. We were going to have a show as well Thursday, January 6th there, but I have a rally in DC I got to go to that day. So I'm not.
What kind of rally?
January 6th.
A motorcycle rally?
Joke went over your head.
No, what is it?
I'm not going to DC. I was making a Capitol riot joke. That was.
Oh yeah, I totally fucking spaced that shit. Are they doing a rally in DC on that day?
I think they will, but I've got a feeling it's going to be like 200 people show up and they just go home. I don't think they're trying to make it seem like it's going to be the second uprising, and I'm sure the government will have like the fucking Navy SEALs out there and shit, and then nothing's going to happen because it'll be like 30 people. So.
I hope nothing happens, man. I don't need to fucking be listening to people complain about that shit for another year.
Dude, these guys are so dumb. Like, because if it does happen again, it's just going to give them the excuse to crack down even more. Like, you think they're trying to erode your civil liberties now. You do that fucking stupid shit again and storm the Capitol. Now it's going to give them an excuse. Now they're going to have public opinion on their side. Like, oh, we do need to start cracking down on these people. Like, we need watch lists and illegal phone taps, and we should be able to search their homes and take their guns with red flag laws if they believe certain political views, and just like it's going to get out of control. So just don't fucking storm the Capitol. That's what I'm saying. Don't storm the Capitol. Just
storm the Krispy Kreme and buy up all their donuts.
Well, if you're vaccinated, you get a free one. Health, science.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. Peace the fuck
all right,
out, y'all.
Deuces, everybody.